Live footage of me. Live footage when I got that Woj update. That was me. Live footage, man. Because that was just, I couldn't believe it. But we're back. It's Nest Kingdom. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. It's been a long summer. It's been a long summer, man. We've been ghost. We have been ghost. But how's y'all summer been? First of all, how's y'all summer been, States?
Chubbs, you go for it. You go for it, Chubbs.
Nah, back to life, really. It's for what it's worth. It's been peaceful not covering the fucking dumpster fire of what last season was, but
yeah.
I've just been focusing on getting my license and just real life shit. That's about it. But honestly, I think it was pretty much similar to anybody that's in NBA Twitter, just waiting for what was going to happen with Damon. Today it happened.
Yeah. Go ahead, Saint.
Man, I tried to unplug from Twitter and Nets world this summer because I've been off work, so I've mainly been with my kids. My mom moved here, so I've just been chilling, just trying to forget about the insanity that ensued and got to a right mind with this team. But no, man, things have been good this summer. Just been chilling. I'm actually excited to see some basketball. Basketball without expectations sometimes can be the funnest to watch, but it's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah. Real quick, let me shout out the chat, everybody that's in here. Manny was good. Tim, was good. Tim, BK Nets Matt was good. D-Rock, D-Rock, we might have to pull up later. Ace in the Hole was good. Brendan, Hotline Bling was good. Ace, what else is in here? Malika, hey Malika. D-Monster, hey D-Monster. Syph was good. Syph, my guy Syph in the building, and Alex Brunner was good. Big Rube, yo. Yeah. So it's funny because we were talking about Dame all summer, and then we knew it was going to happen before training camp. I had a feeling it was going to happen before training camp, but we were not expecting the Bucks. So again, if you're joining us right now, Damian Lillard has been traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. I guess if you
picked the Bucks,
that don't even sounds like 2K.
Now,
I have not seen one tweet that somebody said Dame's going to the Bucks.
Yeah. Well, when I look at this, the whole, because it took me a while, because I was like, you know what, let me look at the whole. First, I got the emotions out of it, like, oh my God, Dame's traded, and then I had to go through okay, let's see what they gave up, and then I'm looking at what they gave up, and I'm like, first of all, for the Bucks' perspective, it's a win-win. Because Dame and Giannis is going to be – it's the perfect basketball fit. I mean, Dame is surrounded by good help defense. Brook Lopez is one of the best shot blockers in the league. Then you got Giannis as the help defender. Pick and roll with Giannis is going to be insane. That's going to be really, really perfect for Dame. Just think about the DHOs that Dame is going to come off of Giannis DHOs, and it's going to be insane. You can do so much in that half court with them. And then – so they gave up 2 first rounds, Drew Holiday, I think Grayson Allen. So I think it was two first, one was it 2 first, 1 pick swap, or 1 first, 2 pick swaps, one of those things. And Drew Holiday and Grayson Allen. Syph probably got the deal. Oh yeah, thank you, Syph. Holiday, Allen, 1 first, 2 first swaps for Lillard. Yeah, that I was not expecting for Dame Lillard. I thought it was going to be a lot more for Dame. But it looked like Portland was going for DeAndre Ayton. That was their main objective. But I was not expecting that to be the price for Dame. You know what I'm saying? I was not expecting that to be the price for Dame. That
it's one of those you have to double and triple check if that was real or fake. That was a joke.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Yo, how Miami couldn't offer more than that is insane.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. And then I'm looking at
well, Miami was trying to bank on desperation. Miami was trying, because quite honestly, even if they traded, because see, that's the thing. If Miami unloaded the boat to get him, they'd be pretty bare too, though. They'd be really.
Thank you, man.
I bet you they upped. I'll bet you the Heat upped their offer a little bit. Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll find that out a little bit.
There was some type of beef between Pat Riley and the Blazers owner. I don't know. they just didn't seem on the right page. Like there was reports that Pat was not responding to calls, and then we just got that last minute report. Shout out to Mark Spears. He said that once Dame found out that it was not going to work with the Heat, he privately told the Bucks and the Nets 10 days ago that he would be interested in a deal there. So
does that just open a wound for you again or something, bro?
Because
it's like we knew he would come here, though. Why is it just knowing that
the fact that he's right 10 there
days ago?
10 days ago, he's right.
Just the thought of him coming here would have been like, whoa.
That's real. I'll tell you right now, Sean Marks got a call. Hey, this is Dame's agent. Hey, this is the Blazers owner, Cronin. I just want to know, we're trying to get Dame out of here. So, would you guys want to be in this trade with the Suns? Sean Marks is like, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you imagine that? Like,
no, I'm not interested. No.
What do you say? I'm not interested.
Not interested. Wasting my time on the telly.
I'm not interested. Like, can you just imagine that, bro? Like, I can't imagine that happened 10 days ago. And the Milwaukee Bucks answered the call, and they got Dame. Let me read some comments. Shout out to Hotline Bling. Miami fans are upset. I would be upset too, because that Miami was Dame's first choice. It was. He wanted to go there. Shout out to Mello. He said the trade is done, so why are they telling us now? Sean Marks said no to a trade at the time they want the fans mad. You know, it always happens.
Every trade. It's always a little fallout of what happened and why it led to this. So more so, there's also a chance the Nets could have been named just to up the offer from the Bucks. You never know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, AJ, I know it hurts, but it's like you kind of. This is the first time I've really believed Sean Marks. You know what they've been saying since the end of offseason, with the exception of getting bigger and nastier and getting like a somebody that can actually rebound. But for the most part, they told you what they were going to do. Like, they didn't want to open the bank. This is like tryouts. Like, this season, they pretty much have told you this is like, oh, what up? Jay from BK's there. Like, this is a tryout season, is what he's telling you. He doesn't want to do anything. He doesn't want to spend. They don't want to go over. They don't want to change this. They want to be patient, see if the right thing comes over. And at the same time, it's like, yeah, he has all these assets, but he's also going to take his time.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he waits till the last minute 90% of the time. But I mean, let's be honest though. Dame is not the biggest fish we could get potentially with our assets. So I'm not bummed that it didn't happen. Like, worse things could have happened. I think knowing that you could have had a quality player maybe entices you, but like, this is not a bad thing in my opinion.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. But from the high scope, I think that of course, this is a W for the Bucks, but now you look at the other two teams. The Blazers have to flip Drew. If they don't flip Drew for at least 3 firsts or 2 firsts and a solid player, a salary filler, or a guy they can flip again, a young guy, I think the Blazers failed with that trade for Dame, because they didn't get that. Dame is worth way more than that, in my opinion. I don't know. He's a top 75 player, Hall of Famer, one of the greatest offensive players we've ever seen. He's worth more than that to me. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I don't know how y'all feel about that. But then,
there's no way Cronin doesn't flip Drew within probably the next hour or tomorrow. There's no way he doesn't.
Yeah, because you can't get
and you're taking the ball away from Scoot and everybody else, which that was the point if you traded Dame. So he's getting flipped. He's getting flipped.
And you think about the Blazers, they got DeAndre Ayton, and then the Suns giving up DeAndre Ayton I think the Suns got worse. I said this on Twitter. The Suns, to me, did not do a good job. I mean, yes, they flipped Ayton. I know he was going through those struggles, and he has the motor issue. And they flipped him for a bunch of role guys, which really doesn't really impact the team, because the Suns they're scoring. They got wings, and they got scoring. They got guards. So it's like their weakness was the front court. That was their missing link, was the center and their backup center. So now you're going into a season with Nurkic, he's way worse than DeAndre Ayton. He's injury prone as hell. Because the one thing about DeAndre Ayton, he doesn't really get hurt that much. He's always there, and he doesn't really get hurt that much. But Nurkic, he gets hurt a lot.
That was a
shout out to T-Rex. He said, "Listen, this team is not ready to purchase Dame. I'm glad the Nets did not get overrated hero. Bucks downgraded in defense. Suns got deeper, and Blazers is rebuilding." Yeah. I'm gonna talk about the Suns. The Suns did get role players, but to me, their front court was the issue. Now their front court is still a big hole in their front court, bro. Like I don't believe in Nurkic. To me, I'd rather just go ahead and keep Ayton for 1 year, see how it works with the Bradley Beal, and then you got Frank Vogel. Frank Vogel is good with big men. Frank Vogel coached Roy Hibbert. You know what I'm saying? Frank Vogel, when the Lakers won the championship, and who the centers on the Lakers?
I haven't heard Roy Hibbert in so long, dude.
He went to the Eastern Conference Finals a couple years with Paul George and Roy Hibbert. Then he won the chip with the Lakers. Hibbert. Who were the big men on that team? I think Dwight
Howard, JaVale. I would say AD, but they flexed him more to the 4. Like they actually used him proper that year.
I think Frank Vogel would have been good with DeAndre Ayton. I'm not saying like he would have like changed his life, but I think because DeAndre's already averaging 18 and 10, but I just think give it a chance. You should have given it a chance.
Exactly. I think that's what you said, AJ, was the best way you put it. Was like there's enough there with Ayton to at least give it a shot for the first half of the season. But I also understand if at the same time the relationship is just broken and he's unhappy. I think Ayton wanted out of there no matter what. Like so. It's probably better to do it now, rip the Band-Aid off, even if it does slightly,
But Saint, Yusuf Nurkic.
But they also get a bunch of other. They did get
who else? They get
Now they get to pick between because they still have to. The Suns still have to drop 2 players, I believe. So it's like they at least now have something training camp, preseason. They at least have time to really figure out who's going to stick around and who's not because they have to drop 2 players.
Yeah, and I think with the Suns, bro, it's like their scoring is going to be out because they got a super team in terms of scoring. It's just the defense, the rebounding, and that front court is the issue. Like that's the question mark for the Suns for me. You know what I'm saying? The offense is going to be cold.
I mean, say what you want about them, they're still going to be scary good.
Oh yeah.
They're going to be scary.
They're going to be championship material. I mean, there's a couple teams next year in the West that look like they could. The Lakers look like they can make noise. The Suns do. Despite who the Warriors have gotten, they're still going to make some noise.
Yeah.
And you got Denver, the defending champions.
Yeah. Shout out to, make sure I hit that like button. Let me read some comments. D-Monster AM said he wanted more touches, how he would work with KD Bradley. That's no touches at all. They need a traditional center who grabs boards and plays a decent amount of post defense. I mean, yeah, I guess he's gonna get, like I said, he's gonna go off on the Blazers. He's probably gonna up he was averaging 18 and 10. He's gonna up it to like probably 24 and 10. 24 and 12, maybe something like that.
More. It's gonna go up.
It's gonna go up. But it's just for me, it's like the Suns. You didn't get better for me in this trade. I mean, let's say Nurkic got to prove me wrong because I haven't seen Nurkic have a good season since I don't know. It's been a
Nurkic is not bad, but it's when you bring him to the outside perimeter that's when you're gonna.
He's getting.
And do you think his workload?
A lot of teams are gonna do that.
Do you think his workload has increased with this trade?
Nurkic?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Depends on what Bobo does. It depends on what Bobo does, because if he doesn't do anything, Nurkic has a way tougher job.
Yeah, it depends on injuries because the Suns could go through injuries, and it depends on Bobo and who else is their center? Is it Nazir Little or somebody else? Oh no, Eubanks, Drew Eubanks.
Yeah, and Little's way too small for center.
Yeah, Drew Eubanks, my fault. Yeah, that's their two guys. Now going back to the Nets, let me read some of these comments. Going back to the Nets. When I saw that we could have got Dame, I asked a question in a group chat. I'm like, okay, hey, you guys Nets fans are better than me. Y'all are better than me because y'all are telling me that stars are gonna come here. Y'all are saying, "Oh, this is a star destination. Stars destination are going to come to the Nets." Me, I think I only said there was one guy that we have left that has a chance of coming here, and that's Donovan Mitchell. If we don't get Donovan Mitchell, if Donovan Mitchell goes to the Knicks or goes anywhere else, I don't see any other star coming here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, are you going to look at Sean Marks kind of like, bro, you might, let's say 8 years from or 5 years from now, we don't have a star and we're still rebuilding, we're still in the draft. Are you guys going to be like, Sean, maybe you should have took a look at Dame? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, let me play devil's advocate too, though, just a teeny bit. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I also like the fact that we're in a position within this season to next season, and mainly like say we go this off season and the team relatively stays intact, maybe a couple minor moves throughout the season, but we get to the next season and you've got a ton of money coming off the book. You got some new people that are on their expiring deal. You have money potentially to sign. What if you're in a position to potentially sign a free agent that one of these guys that are disgruntled at the end of it? Because I'm sorry, the way NBA players are today, you can guarantee that one of these top players are going to get disappointed or disgruntled at some point and ask out either during the season or at the end of the season. Like it happens every season and we're all like, what the hell? Or it's just, you see what we have. So I'm like, to me, it's not the end of the world. I get what you're saying, but you could just still potentially walk into another season signing a legit free agent and making a trade for a legit star all in one fell swoop, all within just one season, right? Like, so that's why, like, it's like, if we're at this point, what's the rush right at this moment? I just don't see it.
No, I hear you. Chubbs, what you got something?
Yeah.
Well, you told me that you were high on getting stars, like the Nets, like we're gonna get stars. That's what you told me, right? We're gonna get stars.
We're a perfect team for the disgruntled star that wants to ask for a trade. Like, if any of those things happen, we're gonna be right there, probably in a bidding war, and we can make a sizable offer because we have the contracts to trade. As far as like free agents and recruiting free agents, that's a whole different story. But as far as Damian Lillard, it's one of those things where we really didn't need him now. Because more so, you get Dame, you have to build a proper roster around him. Because for what it's worth, we didn't have the front court depth to compete with Dame. We have the wing depth, but we're just missing a whole lot of other stuff. Yeah. And put it like this: if we traded for Dame, that's like going to Soho or going to one of those designer stores, getting an Amiri shirt, but not having enough money to get the pants or the shoes. It's not just a meathead with an Amiri shirt.
Damn, I actually felt that and like followed that.
Don't get the True Religion jeans if you got to buy a Hanes t-shirt. It just doesn't make sense.
No, I mean, but dude,
don't get the Jordans and then have like $3 socks on. Like, no, that's not how it works.
No, I'm sorry, but I'm not that I'm sorry, but Chubbs is 100% right. I mean, dude, if you would have gotten Dame, only way it makes sense is if you had another, like you had to, like if you went and got Dame, at that point you would use everything else at your disposal to hopefully get somebody else to make a contender and not lose too many pieces in that process. And I just, like, quite honestly, like after watching what the team just went through from KD to Kyrie and Harden and all this drama shit, to jump right back into that after you have all these young assets and you have these players that have like chips that, like, I think it's worth a look. I think it's worth a breather for the Nets right now and go, hey, let's really see what we do have. And then if the right situation comes along and it happens to be Mitchell, like you're saying, like, hey, we know what we have. All right, we're ready to move on from these guys. Okay, this is what you want. Boom. Because they're still going to have assets. Even if they get Mitchell, they're still going to have assets to go after somebody else.
Yeah. That's the thing, because like I'm more negative on this. I think if we don't get Donovan, I I can see Josiah and Sean Marks right now. They're just gonna keep us under the tax. We're gonna be that play-in 4-12 seed and just try to. We don't even have our picks for the next what? One of our next picks.
Do you think he wants to slow build it, AJ? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Do you think he wants to
thinking,
just like he wants to be a championship team, but he wants to build it really slow?
I won't be surprised if we pass. I won't be surprised if we pass on Donovan. I won't be surprised if we pass on Donovan. You know what I'm saying? I think he wants to stay under that tax bracket. He doesn't want to be in the repeaters tax.
When do you think Mitchell is going to become available? Mid-season if they're not doing well?
If he denies his player option, I think it's 2025 where he can be an unrestricted. So 2025 he can be an unrestricted free agent in 2025.
So that's yeah. I don't.
But he has a player option. I think he has to deny that, and he'll be an unrestricted.
Yeah, but we're not dealing with that this season. If they're playing well,
I'm saying down the line, I don't think I still wouldn't be surprised if Josiah and Sean are like, we're not paying Donovan whatever 34 mil. And
I don't know. I'm not counting on Mitchell.
Yeah, I'll just be like,
who y'all count on? Who y'all count on?
At the moment, right now, I want to I want to see.
Don't say Giannis, bro. It's over for Giannis.
No. What I'm saying is. Me personally, after going through what we did, I'm kind of enjoying about to see what we got kind of thing. Because it's like I'm kind of enjoying that. Like, especially like what's out there right now that's really gonna win us a championship in the next season or two at the moment? Nothing of worth. There's nothing there that's going to solve the problem for the Nets to be championship contenders right now. So I'm kind of, that's where I'm locked in with like, hey, let's really see what's here. We got a lot of young guys, exciting guys. Let's see what we have. And hopefully, because see, this is the thing. We have a lot of good assets, but I have nervousness about Vaughn. I have nervous about Marks and handling those. So we'll see. I don't know, but there's nothing out there that would fix us.
Let us know in the chat how y'all feeling. I'm also read some comments. Shout out to BB. He said Luka to the Nets. No, Luka's not coming here. Thank you, Sai. Mitchell can be a free agent in 2025. Yep.
Yeah, the 2025.
I want Donovan Mitchell
is what you want to look out for.
I know he might not.
It's more so trades going forward. Free agent class is kind of these. Next couple years.
I know he might not get us there, but he will give us. Donovan on this team right now. I think he'll get us to at least top 5 in the West. I mean, the East, top 5.
That's box off. D Mitch on here.
D Mitch, Mikhail, Ben, CJ, Clax. I think that's a top 5 in the East. I know the East just got stronger. The East is unbelievable right now, but I think still that's a top 5 team in the East.
There's a lot. There's a lot of interesting. Because Cypher just said it too. It's like, dude, there's a lot of interesting headlines with this team because you're going into the season. Everybody keeps doing it, right? Like, Ben Simmons is there, but you're like subconsciously not counting on him. And then, you know he's going to be back. So it's like this team could be either better or, dare I say, worse.
Oh.
We're gonna find out. Like
does this Dame move push us more down, or are we just in the same kind of like playing 8 seed spot to you?
I'll say this:
you could be anywhere between 6 and 8 is the way I've always thought it. If everything breaks right and Cam gets playing time and he plays well, Ben Simmons is at least 90% of what he once was. Like, I think we could easily squeak in, but that definitely pushes the bracket down. There's no way Dame to the Bucks doesn't.
Yeah. I feel like we're kind of cooked here.
There's no way that does not push the bracket around a little bit.
It's going to be a bloodbath for us. But as far as like genuinely competitive as the East on paper, to me, kind of looks like it's just Boston, now Milwaukee, and pretty much everybody else. If you can catch my drift. Because we know the Miami Heat, they're going to be tough. They're going to be gritty. But at the same time, it's only so much you can beat a dead horse and try to make it work. Like, it's only so much you can try that. The Cavs, I mean, Jared Allen said the lights got too bright for them. They have their own problems over there.
Yeah.
It does seem, for now until the season starts, it looks like a 2-team race for the Eastern champs.
Yeah,
like realistic.
Those are super teams, bro. Like we're in a super team era. We're back.
You're
We thought the
saying
super team era was us.
I don't think I understand how crazy a Giannis and Dame duo is.
They got Chris Middleton. Don't forget Chris Middleton. They got Chris Middleton too.
God. So I mean, so it's pretty much Celtics and Bucks to you in the East is the way you're looking at it.
Yeah,
one of those two teams is. I mean, I still think the Bucks have some work to do, but it's still going to be a nasty, and if they stay healthy, that's going to be disgusting.
Yeah. Somebody said, shout out to P Hood. He said Heat might not make the playoffs. JV's going to have Cam in the patty roll, knowing him. Yeah, the Cam Thomas situation, man. What can we even say about that, bro? Like,
let's talk about that for a second, because I think there's people have three different perspectives on where they fall with Cam Thomas, right? Like you're either in Cam Thomas lane number 1, where he can do absolutely nothing wrong, right? And you think he's going to be Kobe Bryant, and then there's the type that just want him to play, it doesn't matter, and then there's the type that think, yeah, you can score, but you have to work on other parts of your game. And then the argument to that is, well, you put out the likes of Patty Mill and Joe Harris and Seth at times, and they were absolutely atrocious. And this guy's stats were much better than theirs. What would it have mattered? And I think that argument was great for last season. But I think it does kind of change now a little bit with Cam Thomas, because we have much better athletic, younger, faster, better defensive players that came in that could kind of vie for some of his minutes if he doesn't fit in. But I hope to God that I can't imagine this offseason he's been doing nothing but just working on his shot, right? Like, I hope the guy's been working on the rest of his, because we need it. We do need his scoring. You need it.
You think Cam has a chance to? Well, we'll talk about the press conference real quick with Jacques Vaughn and Sean. When Jacques Vaughn mentioned he wanted Spencer to take more threes, I was like, huh? I think everybody on Twitter said that. We were like, wait, we understand Cam Johnson because Cam's a phenomenal shooter, CJ. But then you're like, I want Spencer to take more threes. I'm like, what? Bro, Spencer?
It's almost like they're trying to do what they did with Kyrie a little bit.
Yeah, I was like,
that makes me nervous. Like that's you're trying to make a player that put him in a different role.
And Spencer, I know people overhype he played the 2 for 2 years on the Mavericks.
Yeah, I know.
We're not the Mavericks. We don't have Luka Doncic. We're not the Mavericks, and we don't have Luka Doncic. All right. So I don't know why people keep saying Spence, he played the 2, man. Spence is a natural point. If you watch Spence, he's a natural point guard. Like that's his thing.
But he's a shoot first point guard, man.
Yeah, he's more.
I just don't see Spence in that 2 role, bro. I know he played some of it
because when he just concentrates on passing, it's like, oh, it's beautiful. Yeah. I absolutely love Spencer when he just comes out of the game with 10 points, but has 14 assists. And
he just looks more comfortable as a point guard. Like he doesn't, when you put him at the 2, he doesn't look. Like I said, he doesn't look comfortable to me. You know what I'm saying? And you're turning him to a catch and shoot.
He wants a bigger role, so he's going to buy into it. He wants a bigger role, and he wants to be a starter.
If he wants to be a starting 2 guard in this league, you cannot shoot 33% from 3. You cannot shoot 33% from 3 and be a starting shooting guard in this league.
But you can't tell me that Spence doesn't want to. He has the attitude of he should be starting.
Oh yeah, he does. You're right. Let's know in the chat. You guys want Spencer to start at the 2? Me personally, I just rather have him be run the second unit point guard guy. I'd rather go Ben and put somebody else at the 2, and then Spence be our point guard for the bench or something like that. I don't know about putting him and Ben together. That's just me. I don't know, because Ben is not Luka. Ben's not gonna draw no. Ben is not Luka, bro.
Until proven otherwise, Ben Simmons is Ben Simmons.
I mean, he's gonna open up the spot. He's gonna give Spencer shots. And Spencer's going to have to make those shots. But as far as the pressure that Luka puts, I don't think Ben is going to replicate that to me. That's just me. I don't know what y'all think on that.
Well, how about that? I'll offer this take on the roster, but more so on Cam Thomas. I'd argue the way this roster is constructed, Cam has no excuse not to truly excel. Because put it like this, he's the only dude on the team that can score the way he can. Like all three levels can get you 40 on given when on fire. So I'll say this. There's no Patty Mills for you to be played over. And I'd argue there's younger guys gunning for your spot. Like you think Jalen Wilson, Dariq Whitehead, they're going to
DSJ.
Like you think these guys are going to lose their minutes to you?
Baisley. There's a couple of guys.
I'm saying. Yeah. So if anything, we all know Cam Thomas is a way better scorer than those guys. Like we've seen it enough to understand that he is a better scorer than these guys. So if he still can't crack the rotation over guys that he's just a blatant better scorer than, that's when we can have this conversation.
Well, I think okay, go on. Sorry, I'll let you finish because you just
because for what it's worth, Patty Mills is a good system guy. He's not gonna take shots away from anybody. He's not gonna chuck. He's gonna play one role that you want to do, and he's gonna do it to a T. He's not here. So now you kind of have to kind of play Cam Thomas, but at the same time, you now have younger guys that Cam Thomas is going to compete with.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Like my thought, like AJ, if you don't mind me saying, like piggybacking, is that it's like my thing with Cam and what is going to be interesting to see, especially with this season, and see what he's done in the because you can usually tell when certain player has been lacking in area, and then they come in the next season and you can see whether there's been a difference worked on or not. And I think where it's going to come down for him, where this is where it's up to Cam Thomas, like how much does he want it, is I don't think the score, obviously scoring's not going to be the issue, but it's going to be those moments when he's in the game and he's not the number one option and the ball is not always in his hand, which has been the thing is if you want him to cook up, he needs to have the ball in his hand a lot, and he needs to be like one of the main scoring options. And that's been one of the biggest issues is a lot of games he comes in and he just doesn't know how to fit within the system. And I hope that that's something, because if he comes in and he plays the part and he's either setting the pick or he's doing this or he's doing whatever, and he's playing within that system, keeping that ball moving and he's scoring, like there's going to be at some point, like you can't deny him, right? Like
if Cam takes a leap,
if he's giving you the same amount of stats maybe as say some other player, but on top of that, he's giving you 20 a game almost, anywhere from 15 to 20 a game. Like at some point you can't, like, and he's doing it consistently. Like, it sounds like he's going to get a chance. It sounds like he's going to get a chance, in my opinion.
Yeah. Let me read some comments. Shout out to D Monster. He said Spencer worked better in the Dallas system because he had a better coach and better players around him. That's why he shined over there. Shout out to you, bro. And shout out to Joseph Trade Spencer. What trade value does Spencer have? To me, I just think maybe a first. I think that's about it. First, salary filler, expiring guy. That's about the trade value, I think. But about Spencer, I think when he was in Dallas, if you watched Spence and Luka, the first year they kind of clashed and the coach kind of separated them. Didn't really play them at the same time. And then I think Spencer really had to grow because the first couple of years, Spencer wasn't really shooting well from three. It was the latest year where we made the trade for him. That was his best year when he was like shooting 40. I think. And it was a mixture of the coach he kind of found a way how to blend in. Okay, let me start Luka and Spence, but then I need Luka to eat by himself. When Luka gets tired, I put Spence in, and Spence going to be the guy. You know what I'm saying? He separating
being the primary backup point guard. Spence could truly thrive, and that's one thing JV needs to figure out, because more so, Ben and Spence together is just not going to work.
So that's what people always bring up. Is better off coming off the bench.
Spencer,
be the sixth man, be the point guard off the bench. He's going to thrive in that role.
I'd rather him be in that role.
In Dallas doing that, he's going to thrive here.
I would, if he came off the bench as that 6-man energy dude, I'd have zero problem with it.
Yeah, I'd rather him be that role, because if Ben is a lead as his point guard, if Ben comes back as him and he's the point guard, give him that first starting unit, and then put another shooter or another guy that can score at the 2. that can really light it up. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Ace in the Hole. JB does not like Cam's attitude and the way he carries himself. It's simple. Shout out to Dren. What's good? Yo, shout out everybody in here. What's good, yo? Make sure to hit that like button.
Hey, you said we were gonna probably have 20. What did you say? 7
I thought we were gonna have like 7 people in here.
It's like there's 78 people.
I was like, we've been gone for a people. We've been gone for a minute, yo. Like we've been gone for a minute. What was I gonna say next? Oh yeah, so with Cam, like I said, we just gotta pray to God what happens. I mean, like I said, there's so much competition in training camp. That's what I'm excited for. I'm excited for Harry Giles. I want to see how he does. Darius Baisley.
There's so many good guys. There's so many little guys like that. That are
you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
I've forgotten a lot of people we signed. I haven't felt that feeling in a minute. We've signed so many people.
We signed mad people, right?
we barely signed anybody with our stars here, but now we have no stars.
I mean, but dude, we haven't even really talked about anybody like DSJ, Lonnie Walker. Like people, I think, are sleeping on Lonnie Walker.
Bro,
Lonnie.
I forgot about Lonnie.
There's so many, like, there's so. That's why I said I'm kind of excited because it's like, yo, they went out and got a bunch of little scrappers that I think put in the right situation. Like, dude, because I'm out in Cali, so I did watch a lot of Lakers games, right? And like, they were all over the place with their lineups and different things, but like that dude, when he gets cooking, bro.
Yeah, Lonnie can score, man.
Like I know some people are like, we're worried about scoring, but this dude is this kid can score. So people are underrating him so much right now.
Yeah, Lonnie, when he gets in his microwave scoring bag, you saw him save the Lakers that one series. That was insane, bro.
Yeah, he damn near carried the offense at one point in that one game.
Wasn't it like 14 or 15 points in that last?
In the fourth quarter,
fourth quarter or something. Yeah,
it was insane, bro.
He's that. He was for what we paid. Like, what is he getting? Vet min? We paid him the vet minimum.
All our guys are really vet min.
Like that's insane that you get him for vet min. I think he's worth more than that.
Yeah. And like to your point, like I said, it's good to see. It's gonna see who in the training camp is gonna really stand out. Who's gonna the competition point, like who's gonna get that shooting guard, starting shooting guard, who's gonna be the second unit, what's our second unit gonna be, because there's still like guys like Royce, there's Dorian Finney-Smith, how are they gonna fit into the like starting five or the second unit, you know what I'm saying? Like how does that work with them? So there's like a lot of questions that we don't really, and then the Ben question, is Ben gonna be Ben? So there's so many questions going into this year, even though we're not gonna be, I assume, and I hate saying this, but I don't think we're going to be, I think we're going to be like at least 7th, 8th, or play-in. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm hoping. If we're 7th, 8th, or play-in. It could be a lot worse.
It's going to be, it's going to be tough, bro.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
I mean, if we make it in, it's going to be, it's all barring like, if our team stays the same and we actually find a decent groove together. Drew
Yo, who said Drew from Portland?
You stupid.
Portland, man. That's crazy.
Yo, we're joining us Drew from Portland, man. Drew, we got Drew on the show.
Oh, that's funny.
Drew from Portland's on the show, y'all. Yeah, hit that like button for us, man. We're gonna be posting a lot more. We're back. We might be back in our bags. Like, I'm kind of like excited, but I'm like,
dude, I've been bugging you like for the past week, bro. Haven't I? I've been like, yo,
you know what it is? It's because it's been so slow. Like, usually we get mad news in the summer, but now it's been like we're the quiet team now. I guess this is what y'all wanted, right? We're the quiet.
It's not what I wanted, but I mean, if it's going to go this direction, there are some things that are being done that I'm actually happy about. But then, of course, there are things that I'm not. I would have much rather still had KD and Kyrie with Ben coming back to his supposed prime form this year. That would have been nice.
Yeah, that would have been definitely nice.
Yeah.
It sucks because it's like we're gonna be mid. We're gonna be mid.
We're gonna embrace being mid. The only
problem embrace being mid,
bro. The only problem is if it goes on for way too long.
Nothing wrong with being mid.
I'm willing to accept being mid for a year. The only problem where I have it, if you want to be mid for more than 2 years, because then what are we doing? What direction are we going? You know,
it's a big difference.
Let us know in the chat right now, yo. There's no chat, bro.
But let me ask you this: so my question then, or not question, but it's like every team goes through a moment before it does get better. I mean, granted, we are dealing with some special circumstances, but we're not at the end of the world moment is the way I feel, bro. I'm just saying, like, we could be in worse situations. It's not. I don't know.
You just gotta accept the mid. Once you accept the midness, like you accept being mid, it gets a little easier. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta accept
embrace the mid.
Embrace that you're gonna be a play-in. Embrace the A seed. Embrace you know what I'm saying? Because we was on a high for those 3 years, man. We was on a high.
I don't know if it was dude. I don't think it was a high, bro. That didn't. If that was a high, that was
I'm talking about in terms of winning, though.
That was a really bad trip. That was like
that was the blunt lace fentanyl level high, man.
That was like a really bad trip. Like somebody took some really bad acid and they were on it for 3 years and it just didn't work out.
We was on some shrooms. We was on some fentanyl.
Yeah, and it was really bad. Yeah, crazy. Shit lasted for years.
We had a bad high. That was what y'all trying to tell me. We had a bad high.
That's what it felt like.
Oh my god, yo. Somebody said we're not back to 2016. 6 seed. I don't know, man. Like I said, all right. Let me name the teams that I think are better than us. Obviously, we're gonna go with the Bucks, Boston, Cavs. Who else is in there? Would y'all say that? I don't want to say the Knicks, man. I hate the Knicks so much, but do you guys think the Knicks are better than us?
Objectively on paper, yes. They made the playoffs. We got swept. Yeah.
All right, so the Knicks. Who else is in the East? What did I say? Bucks. Oh, Miami. That's 5.
Yeah.
The Hawks. The Hawks is probably are the Hawks better than us?
Nah, yeah, probably.
Oof.
You said oof.
That's when you can make an argument, but probably end up failing that argument. But
okay, I'll say this: they're not championship caliber. The Hawks are not championship contenders.
No, they're not.
They're not. So they fall. Are they above mid or are they mid? Because then if they are mid, then they're the same.
They still got Trade. They still got 2 All-Stars.
You can make an argument that we're relatively close in the type of team like.
Oh yeah.
I don't think
I forgot about Philly.
I don't think either one of us is like light years better than the other in one department or another. Personally.
So that's 5 teams, and you had the 6th team would be the Hawks. 7. Well, Philly. Let's say Philly, if they keep Harden, they're better than us. I mean, so
even without Harden,
without Harden, they're better than us.
Yeah, Joel. They still
probably
may be a competent team, even with just Joel. So it's just one of those. I feel like they're more smoother operating team, even with just Joel.
The chat said the Hawks might wash us. Somebody said I don't think Miami is better than us in the regular. Oh yeah, you know how Miami is. They don't give a about the regular season. Yeah. Somebody said the Bulls have Knicks. Bulls, Hawks, Knicks, Heat are sus. I agree. Bulls are sus. I was gonna say the Bulls. I don't think the Bulls are on paper. They're supposed to be better than us. The Bulls are supposed to be better than us.
I'd like the matchup of the Bulls. If anything, outside of probably obviously the front court, the wings on the Nets are Zach LaVine's probably worst nightmare, especially if you look at defensively.
So that's 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, so probably that range. I like our odds, but going up, that's like
that 8, 9, 10. That's Bulls. That's
the
Pacers. We forgot about the Pacers. Oh my god, the Pacers might be pretty good, yo. Don't sleep on them though.
If I had time to Photoshop it, it would say embrace the mid. But
embrace the middle. Yeah, that's gonna be our mantra this season. Embrace the mid.
Embrace the mid. Embrace the mid, man.
Embrace the mid.
At least for a little bit.
Yeah, the Pacers might be alright too, bro. Pacers might be okay. Somebody said they're sleeping on Orlando and Detroit. Pacers. Yeah. Pacers. I think the Pacers might be decent, bro. I mean, they just got Bruce. They still got Hallie. Who else they have on that team? Well, Buddy Hield's getting traded.
Yeah, but they're working
on Buddy Hield's allegedly getting traded.
Whatever they get, you got to factor that in.
Who else the Pacers got? They still got Miles.
Yeah,
still got Miles.
That's not bad. The Pacers, if the Pacers,
they got Bruce Brown,
Halliburton. It's not bad, bro.
They got the championship piece in Bruce Brown, man. They're gonna be dangerous.
They could be all right. So that's 8. We're fighting for that 8, 9, 10, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Wait, we not a top 4 seed? That's what Pat Bev said, and people were crazy.
Yo, why did he say that, bro? Why did he say
Pat
that?
Bev just be talking.
He said that just because Spencer was on the show. That's why he said that. He saw Spencer. He's like, "Yo, y'all gonna be a top 4 team."
Nah, him and Spencer and Pat Bev. I don't know, man. They believe things differently sometimes.
Yeah.
I think
they got Obi.
They have overconfidence.
The Pacers got Obi Toppin. I forgot about that. Yeah, the Pacers got a sneaky team.
Obi Toppin.
Dude, I don't know. Call me weird, but I always liked Obi Toppin, man. And I just always looked at the Knicks and wondered why. Like, I felt like they had a player on their team that just they never properly utilized.
Yeah. Shout out to Perk30. He said he put up the rankings. He said we're number 4, but I don't think we'd be number 4, bro. I think we're more like 8.
No.
Yeah. I think we're 8, 9, 10.
No, but one of the reasons why Pat Bev said what he said, and this is I guess this is why Draymond calls it the new media, because the way media works now, you could be as wrong as you want and nobody calls you out on it. Make whatever prediction you want. They don't care. they don't care. And you can remind them, yo, remember you said this, and they be like, oh, I was wrong. Or they'll give some excuse.
Yeah. That's facts. I don't know why the new media is something else, bro. Because there's so many of these players now with podcasts. It's getting a little bit too much now, bro. Like every single player has a podcast now, bro. It's like, but I get it because they want to take the narrative in their.
Well, I mean, and some of it is players that probably, quite honestly, would rather do it than have the media speak for them.
Yeah, most definitely. But yeah, Jay, tell us your opinion, man, on this, because I want to know your take on this whole Dame going to the Bucks, Sean being Mr. Frozen, he can't even move. After he got that phone call from Cronin about, we got Dame on the table. Do you want him? Nah, I'm good. And also like the moves that Sean made. I know you were happy about some of these moves, though. I mean, I know you were happy about Watford and Harry. Who else were you happy about? But there was a couple of guys you liked. But I just want to know your take, Jay, about this crazy summer, I guess.
You'll pardon me. I'm running a little water. My thought process is, I'm not surprised that we ain't done nothing. Yeah. I think it was early in the summer where we were talking on the stream about
Dame.
We were talking about that basically Cam Johnson's contract was a trade-off for Joey and Patrick.
Yeah.
Look, when it comes to this Dame thing, and I meant to tweet about this, but people are being their feelings, who are like, another free agent, another superstar has mentioned us. I think y'all are lame for saying that from this standpoint. I know a bunch of chicks who've been engaged 4-5 times and they never got married. Who cares if you get mentioned?
Yeah.
Either you got it, you came away with one, or you didn't. And guess what? We can get mentioned by everybody. Yeah. Until we come away with one, what that mean? It doesn't mean anything. Everybody can mention us. So what?
Yeah.
Nets fans right now sound like Knicks fans who've been talking about they've been getting everybody since the 90s and they ain't got anybody except Amari Stoudemire.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I feel like today re-injured some Nets fans because it's like you already knew that Dame said he would come to the Nets, but then to find out that 10 days ago they called and
we were arguably his second choice. We were his second choice.
Yeah, but it's like for some reason fans are like, oh my God, like they're shocked. It's like, well, now the team told you what they were doing.
And to Jay's point.
And it's hard not to, normally you wouldn't believe them because there's bullshit, but at least in this sense, they were telling the truth.
To Jay's point, like as soon as the trade happened, the Nets fans were like, oh, we got to get Drew Holiday. Drew is a net. I was like,
I don't get that. Like, yet nobody was like.
I like Drew as a player, but he doesn't make sense.
But it's like, Drew is.
If Dame doesn't, Drew.
You know, and I know Sean is not going for no 34. What was Drew making? 34 million.
Making 33 or 34 million or something.
34 million on the tax. We're gonna go way above the tax. He's 34 years old. He's aging. I'm not saying Drew is good. Drew is good. We all love Drew.
He's a great player, but he doesn't make sense for us. He makes.
But Sean Marks is not doing that. Sean Marks is not putting that on his tax bill. He wants to stay under the tax.
Oh yeah, but you know what that's like. And Jay, you can attest, and say you have kids. Y'all can attest. That's like when y'all take them toy shopping and they ask for like the top brand. So say they want Legos, to say nah, we can't really get Legos today, but to like try and meet in the middle is like, okay, but can you do Matchbox? No.
What, Matchbox and Legos? You're comparing those two? You gotta.
Yeah, like you can't get the top line, but let's
go like Playmobil or something. You gotta go Playmobil or something.
That's so fucking bad.
Oh my god. Let me read some comments.
Like,
shout out to Ruby. He said, "I love how Jay is flaming Nets daily on a daily basis." Jay always flaming Nets daily. Yeah, Jay's been pulling his card, yo.
Yo, he's wild though, man. And I need to say this, and I'm gonna end up saying it to him. It's one thing to say that, and I tweeted about it earlier today. Don't tell me that the contract extension doesn't mean anything when not even a year ago you got at Christian Winfield to refute his report. If it didn't mean anything, if it don't mean anything to you now, why did it mean something to you then? You keep that exact same energy, man. Nah, but he be a straight Nets homer for everything.
It's really everything, bro. It's really
even what yo, Chubbs, you stupid, man. I like that analogy though. Even with what y'all were just talking about with this Dame thing, y'all got to realize the way Sean operate. If somebody say they don't want us, he not gonna want them. So it wasn't that Dame want Dame. It's that Dame already picked somebody else. Yeah. He don't want to be sloppy seconds.
Yeah, I agree. Shout out to 25. He said Nets Daily is on size payroll. And to Jay's point about Nets Daily, it's like, can you just keep it real for once, bro? Like, I know it's like you're a Nets homer. We're all Nets fans at the end of the day, but you just got to be honest with yourself. Like, just look in the mirror and just be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you, like, the way he tweets, it's like he don't even believe in what he's tweeting. He don't even believe in himself. Like, he just tweets.
It's like he's flipping in a folder to a predetermined response.
Yeah, it's like just
quickly.
It's just really unbelievable, bro. But going back to the Bucks, because I know there's probably some people tuning in who are Bucks fans, whatever. I just think with this Dame to the Bucks is actually a better basketball situation than Dame to the Heat. It is. For Dame, like, if you want to think about it, I know he wanted to go to Miami, but him going to Milwaukee is better than going to the Heat, because think about what Milwaukee they only gave up Drew and Grayson Allen. They still have they have one of the best help defenders in Giannis, and then they got this rim protection of Brook Lopez, so Dame got his defense. And then he's going to be able to come off pick and roll with Giannis. He's going to have Chris Middleton in the corner. If they want to blitz Dame off that pick and roll, he's got Chris Middleton in the corner. You know what I'm saying? He's got who else? You can put another shooter in there, Pat Connaughton in the other corner or whatever. So it's like, this is going to be crazy, bro, for the Milwaukee. If you're a Bucks fan, like, it's
you and I keep adding him in. You keep
I thought I added him. All right.
No, every time I hit to add him, you hit it. It takes a moment.
Yo, you know the thing, and I haven't been on, so I don't know what people in that. So I haven't been on Twitter like that either, so I don't know people's take on it. One of the things that for me, it's not even necessarily about Milwaukee being a championship contender right now, or how, if people think it improved their odds or not. Milwaukee did this so that they could basically guarantee that Giannis isn't going anywhere. That means more to them than anything. Yeah, because if you've seen anything, and I'm not I'm not saying this about the Bucks owners, because that guy or that group, they've proven they're going to go out there and spend money. But if you see from a lot of NBA owners, they don't care about winning championships. They care about the value of their team rising. The value of your team, Giannis in his prime, in staying there in a small city like Milwaukee is not that big. Milwaukee's not getting free agents. They got to trade for theirs. They just have to trade for theirs. Superstars are going to be traded for or drafted. Luckily, they drafted Giannis. Yeah. You cannot let him leave. That trade is more about telling him, yo, we got who you wanted. It's time to re-up with us. And you guarantee that man is there at least another 6 years. Even if, and you know, Nets fans went crazy. I wouldn't sign his brothers. Why not? If it make him happy, your 15th man doesn't mean anything. Not for your championship hopes. Yeah. Let them ball, man.
Giannis's brothers, if you like I said, like Jay said, you do anything to keep Giannis, because without Giannis, Milwaukee is a dead franchise. Like, no one's going to Milwaukee.
Milwaukee is, they in the lottery. I don't care what picks they get, because most lottery picks, if we keep it in a buck, most lottery picks don't work. Yeah. If we're gonna be honest, most lottery picks, out of the 14 lottery picks there are, most of them do not work. Look at the lottery every year for the last however many years. There are a number of people from lotteries 10 years ago that aren't even in the NBA. Lottery picks. It's just the way that it works, man. Yeah. There are lottery picks from a few years ago who aren't even in the NBA. What's the name for the kid from the Spurs who was showing his penis to people?
Josh Jackson. Was it Josh Jackson?
Josh Primo, I think. Yeah.
Primo. Yeah. My bad. Primo is a lottery pick. He's not even in the NBA anymore. Yeah. So you got to do what you have to do. And I'm gonna say, from the basketball standpoint, and AJ, you were naming a number of people who they got. One person, young kid, who the Bucks got, who I think is a hooper and should be in their rotation, is that kid Jordan Nwora.
Oh yeah, I like him. Yeah, I like him.
That kid could hoop.
Yeah, I forgot about him too. I remember I think he was giving us buckets one night. I forgot if it was a summer league game or what. It might have been a game, a real game. But I think Giannis was sitting and he came in and he gave us buckets. Like, he could score, yo. And that kid, Marjan Beauchamp.
Yep.
Beauchamp, yeah,
him too.
He's gonna be a sneaky guy too, because he's a good defender. Like, he can like be one of those pesky defenders, and he's like 6'7", I think, with long arms, and like, so that Bucks team, bro, is kind of scary. I'm not gonna hold y'all. It is pretty scary. Like, that team's scary. It's gonna be crazy, bro. I'm gonna watch, but I'm gonna be tight watching. I'm gonna be like, fuck.
Like, it's not Giannis proven like he can take it care on both ends. Like, he has a championship, but now you're adding Dame to that formula. That just makes it crazy. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't even just say, "Oh, send Giannis to the line." That doesn't even work no more, because now you just got fucking Dame right there.
Yeah. And sometimes Giannis be making those free throws too. You never know. He be making
but even if, like, that was like one of the main routes to try to put him off his game and beat him. But now you have a guy like Dame to where they could just say, "Yo, handle it," to close it out, and he's gonna do it 99% of the time. Like,
and don't forget, you still have Middleton chilling out somewhere. If he's
they're saying he got traded. They're saying Nwora got traded.
Who?
Did he?
Nwora. Did he? I don't remember him getting traded.
Was he in a deal?
Yeah. What was the deal for him? Chat. What was the deal for him? Because I don't remember him getting traded. What's up with the dude on drugs who plays for Charlotte? Oh, Kai Jones. Oh my god.
Oh, he's wild.
Yeah. They said he was. I don't know. People would say he's on Molly, but I don't know.
He's definitely on drugs.
The Charlotte Hornets the Hornets said they're gonna like take a look at it, but every time I go on Twitter, I see a dancing vid or like him sweating and looking crazy.
Oh, yeah, Nwora was a part of our deal with getting Brooklyn Bridges.
He was?
When we offloaded Jay Crowder, some with Jay Crowder, and then they just took Jay Crowder and offloaded Nwora to the Pacers.
But didn't they? I remember somebody flipped Jay for like mad seconds, wasn't it? Like,
they
did flip those seconds. They right.
Oh, so they flipped the seconds and then okay, so Noir was in that? Oh.
They are absolutely right. They gave some of them to I think the Pacers.
Oh, Noir was in that. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
That kid
regardless,
hoop,
he could hoop, but regardless, the Bucks are still good. Like they still they
but
barely give up anybody.
Beauchamp is good.
He's still there. I know for a fact he's still there. But they, like I said, they're gonna be set. They're gonna be set. Bucks defense going to be. He said, Drew is one of the best perimeter defenders in the league, but I think the fact that you still have that help from Giannis and Brook, it's still gonna be. Let's say Dame gets beat, you still have Giannis and Brook punching that shot. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. I know Drew was
not even that. You still got gritty guys like Bobby Portis.
Or even Bobby Portis.
Guys, or not even gritty guys that are willing to support Dame if he gets beat. Like, they got it.
They're not going to be as good. I don't think they're going to be like as good on defense, but they're still good because you still have Giannis and Brook punching everything if you get beat off the dribble. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you get beat off the dribble, they're punching that.
People always talk about somebody like Drew's defense, like perimeter defense. What difference did perimeter defense make in the finals last year? It's not, a perimeter defender when the chips on the table is not going to define if your team is going to win the damn championship.
Yeah,
it's just not, man. Like there's so many other factors, and just like Nets fans especially like to make fun of number 34 not having a bag. He ain't got a bag, but he's still dominant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No bag, and he is still dominant.
He's still giving you 30 and 10 almost. Couple blocks. You know what I'm saying? It's just
On top of that, it's how quickly he can get that 30 because he goes under the radar. He'll get 30 in a fucking heartbeat if he goes against the right team, and if they have any front court to stop him, he can get 30 in a heartbeat.
And it's a small price to play, like Jay was saying. It's a small price to play because Drew, he's a good defender, but what was he doing against Jimmy Butler in that series? Like, Jimmy was kind of – do you remember what Jimmy did in that series? Jimmy was cooking the Bucks, bro. I know Giannis wasn't out, but Jimmy was cooking the Bucks.
It's not even Jimmy. I remember Caleb Williams. No, not Caleb Williams. I'm sorry. Caleb Martin.
Yeah.
I'd never seen that in my life. What role player cooks you like that? And you're meant to be known for your defense.
Question for y'all. What's going to be our starting lineup?
Ooh. I think it depends how Ben does in training camp, but I'm thinking it's going to be Ben Spence. I don't want it to be this, but I just think this is what Von's going to do. But it's going to be Ben Spence, Mikal, CJ, and Clax. I don't want it to be that, though.
Does DFS have a chance of making the starting lineup?
I'd rather him be the 4 than CJ. I'd rather CJ be not our power forward.
Yeah, me either.
I'd rather us have somebody that could rebound and I want CJ to focus on shooting, not focus on guarding, big men and rebounding. I want him to, because we don't have shooting no more. So I want him to focus on shooting as much threes as he can.
That is like one of the most frustrating things.
Yeah.
Being a fan of this current era of this team and who's in charge, where it just like nobody ever seems to be in their right position. This positionless basketball shit.
Sean Marks loves that though. He's
fucking dry. It just drives me nuts, man.
Yeah, he loves a positionless, free flowing.
And that response, I'm sorry, dude. That response, it sounds like he's saying no, but it's more, I think he says, right before you start answering. But shout out to Eric Slater for at least asking that question about being bigger and nastier, right?
Yeah.
At least one question that I wanted to get asked got asked at that media day. And it was the response just was we're going to leave it up to Jacques Vaughn's system, rebounding by committee. we figured, we got guys with long it's basically they're saying we got guys maybe a little more athletic, a little more wingspan, and it should be better. And it's like, I do think we're going to see an increase a little bit but at least he was honest and said, oh, we're not going to be like some top team. But that's also telling too. That also bothers me. It's like, you're willing to take a freaking L in an area that has been one of your biggest thorns.
Yeah, he's like, we got to scheme up our rebounding. Like, what the heck is scheming up our rebounding? What the
you
heck
make
is that?
this bold statement after a season, and then you're put the same question, and you basically are just saying, nah, we're just, this is how much attention we put to that scenario, that part of our team. Yeah. We'll see what happens. But we have hope because there's no one guy that can fix it.
Yeah. Shout out to Saif. He said, I'm on Cam Thomas to start over Dinwiddie, but I don't expect it. Shout out to Hunter. He said Ben, point guard, shooting guard McHale, small forward Cam Johnson, power forward DFS C Clax. I like this lineup. This lineup, I think, would be my preferred starting lineup right here. Yeah.
I agree.
I think this would be my preferred, but I don't think he's going to bench Spence. For some reason, I have a feeling they're going to start.
Look, I know people want and I know people want Cam Thomas, but I think from what we heard also, I don't know. I just don't think that's going to happen. Maybe he might get some starts in the season.
If somebody's hurt, or if something happens, like I think he can be that starting too if somebody's hurt. But
it's either going to come down to this or Spence, in my opinion. But I mean, who knows? Is there that's the thing about this team that interests me is I feel like they went out and got a lot of young guys that like those DSJs, the guys that we've already talked about, where it's like,
are you going to play Cam? Like I said, Cam has to be better than DSJ and Lonnie. You think Cam's going to be better than DSJ and Lonnie?
I mean, can he score better than both of them? Yes. But can he do the rest of the stuff better than them? My first thought is no, but yet to be seen what he's worked on. I wasn't even talking about that. I was coming more from the angle of, like, you have so many options of what that other starter could be.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see who excels and who sticks out, man. That's where I'm real excited for preseason, quite honestly.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to Gabriel. What's good, bro? Big fan, Breezy. What up? Yeah, ask y'all questions in the chat. Let us know what y'all what's on your minds. Are you guys worried? Make sure you hit that like button. We were just reacting to Dame.
I would like to know whatever the starting lineup is, and I know a lot of people think that SD is going to start. I would really like to see the Nets media ask Coach Vaughn, is the playing on both ends, is that only a Cam Thomas thing? Because Spencer Dinwiddie on defense
sucks ass.
My God.
Yo, remember when he got cooked in China?
Yo.
Remember when Spence got cooked in China by that Chinese guy?
Oh, dude.
Sometimes no, but that was hilarious when you were posting that this summer. But in the NBA, he just doesn't care on defense a lot.
Yeah,
and he admits it himself. I know I could be a better defender, and I'm like, come on now. If he's not playing defense, are you going to take him out also?
Yeah, that's a good point, because they do attack Cam a lot. It's whatever Vaughn, like, whatever reporter asks about Cam Thomas, you could just see, like, this looks like Vaughn gets upset. You know, like, it just seems like he's like, oh God, like, keep asking about him. Like,
you know the vibe I get is that they're going to give these young guys a shot very early on. And if it does not work out and they're not doing what they want them to do, that there's going to be a quick leash on your Cam Thomas, your Day'Ron Sharpe.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're going to see, because there is enough guys behind, well, not at our center position, but at least with Cam Thomas, there's enough guys around that you can shuffle around and move and play. So it's not the end of the world. I hope he works out, man, because that scoring, if you could add Cam Thomas's consistent scoring and he's consistently in the rotation and he's not hurting the team and he's part of the system, it's going to be amazing. And then you add somebody like Lonnie Walker who can also score. Like, those are the low key, like I'm hoping where some of our scoring is going to come from that we seem to be lacking, because that is one of the common questions. Like, where's the scoring coming from? Where's this going? Well, we have options. It's just a matter of.
And I think we're relying too much. Shout out to Hunter. We're relying too much on Ben, bro. I feel like we're putting a lot on Ben's shoulders, because if Ben is not good, if Ben is not good this year, this all kind of falls apart.
Oh, it's everything falls apart.
AJ, not for nothing, we put a lot on KD's shoulders, and he was coming off a much worse injury.
Exactly.
Like, but I don't know. There's
I'm not gonna be like, let's not too much on Ben. No, fuck.
But
you're making $35 million, bro.
But why does it? Why do you have more faith in KD coming back from an Achilles injury?
Because KD has that dog. KD has that mental.
I know, but it's like the worst injury
laws that you can't really. I don't know. He like.
KD's him. KD had that dog.
It's funny, right? Like one of the worst injuries that could happen to a basketball player at his age, and he comes back, and we have like the utmost faith that he's going to be a killer. But like, it is like, but anybody else, Ben? Nope. I mean,
the whole world doesn't have faith in. I mean, and it's like we have the right not to have faith in Ben after all these years we've been watching Ben.
It's like right to not have faith in the Nets, just period.
Yeah, it's like Ben is just like, he's just a question mark, because he does the same thing every year. He does the summer highlights, the summer workouts. Oh my God, Ben Simmons is going to be him this year, and then it never happens.
People are eating.
But you could arguably say that the bullshit with Ben's really only been a couple seasons, right? Like, it's not like it's been like this his whole.
What do you mean? You're talking about like the summer and
the drama talk? Shit. Yeah.
Oh, it hasn't been like for him, it's been the shooting woes, because the shooting, I think that's just the Philly fans were angry because he didn't shoot, so they were just kind of like putting that pressure on him to shoot
all the time.
He was an all-star in Philly. Like, he was having all-star seasons. He was all defense. He was doing everything he had to do. It's just that Philly was making it.
Was he shooting enough, or was he just missing?
No, he wasn't shooting jump shots. That's what they were mad about.
He wasn't shooting at all. He was just not.
He was averaging 15, 8, and 8 off of just like dunks, layups, getting to the rim.
See, that's crazy, dude. Imagine if Ben Simmons had a shot.
Yeah.
That dude would be nasty.
Yeah.
Because he's another one of those guys that is like athletic, that I think if he had a legit jump shot, like a legit pull up, like, he is another one of those guys at that size that, good luck trying to guard it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like a little fadeaway, like, it just, yeah.
If he had a shot, he'd be, oh my God. Ben would be, they were comparing him to LeBron.
If Ben had a shot, that would be pretty nasty.
They were comparing Ben to LeBron when he first came in the league. But
I think that's what scares me the most about Ben, is knowing that there's that aspect about his game that is lacking. And it's like, at least if like you had a player that got injured and had some amazing skill, but it was more all around, it's like, at least you could potentially have something else to lean on. But it's like his aggressiveness and being able to run up and down the court and just whiz the ball around and just disrupt and steal, like that's all. Like, what if you take that away from Ben, he has nothing else.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't just survive with him being a shooter. It sucks. That's the part where I'm nervous too. Like you just said, if the Ben thing don't work out this year, oh man,
everything falls apart, bro. I'm telling you.
No, I don't think everything falls apart, because I think it's already where it's at. I'm just saying it's just going to be, because there's a difference if like Ben returns to like some positive form and they actually use him to facilitate another trade, or at least, hey, we have Ben for this season and next season, and he's performing at a level that we can be very acceptable about, and maybe in the last season we can get something for him, and if for some ungodly reason you don't, whatever, it just...
Yeah. Because we're relying on Ben for defense, relying on him to be the starting point guard,
relying on him for rebounds.
And then we're, like I said, if he's not good or something happens, it's like we're going back to last year. After the trade, we were 13. Yeah, we're going back to Dinwiddie. We're going back to Dinwiddie Hero Bowl. Although he was good in his assists, we're going back to after the trade. We were like 13 and 14. We were below 500.
Yeah,
with that team. I know we got DSJ and we got guys now, but it's like they're still. Can we rely on those guys not much either? We got to wait, see how they do. They got to get like focused into the system. So
I mean, could you make an argument that yes, you could make the argument, did Sean Marks do enough to protect us? I don't think so. I think when you look at the center position, I still think we're in trouble if one of those guys goes down. Like if Claxton goes down, we're just in as much trouble as if Ben goes down.
Oh yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? So it's like there's still aspects of this team that like yet where I'm okay that we didn't go for the moon and try to get Dame and dump everything. What I did expect was that you were going to, as a GM, at least protect our weakest spots. Like do something that insulates you the best you can about if Ben Simmons is a pile of shit. And then same thing with the center position. Like really, like if not even for rebounds, get a freaking center so you can protect. Get somebody that can play the 4 and 5. Then like since you love guys that can play multiple positions, like you could have done at numerous times. There could have been moments where you could have done something.
Yeah.
And you just chose to kind of like not really make some minor moves. I like some of I'm not going to argue with some of the moves that of the younger guys that he did pick up as far as the coaching staff as well, but you still left the same areas kind of vulnerable in my opinion.
Yeah. And shout out to who made the good point in the chat. Yeah, Stanley. Shout out to Stanley. He said about the shooters around Ben. We lost a lot of 3-point shoot. When you think about the shooters we have on this team, we don't really have shooters. Outside of CJ, I mean, Mikal can light it up sometimes. We don't have shooters.
Your shooters are going to be Lonnie. Your shooters are going to be Cam Thomas, Mikal.
But those guys are not shooters.
CJ, I know, but they're
like warm up. They're like microwave scorers. Lonnie and Cam are like microwave scorers. They're not like CJ's a shooter. We know CJ.
Get ready to what's the word? Juggle the microwave scorers, right? Like, is that going to be their new thing where you just try to manage the hot hand of one of the hands?
Yeah, those are guys who have like hot hands, like DFS.
Mikal, we're setting Mikal up and CJ and Clax to get burnt out.
Yeah.
We really are.
Yeah, we need
we don't do it right. Like
we might be. To be honest, hopefully we might be like in the bottom half. For as far as like 3-point shooting, we might be like middle or bottom. I think we're gonna be that good, bro. It's gonna be. Crazy,
I mean, we still have it. We have dudes on our team that can hit the three. They're just not specialists, and they're not going to be. Yeah. And they're not going to be as consistent as we want them to be. The hope that I at least have for this team this season, depending on which way it goes and who starts. And again, all if Ben works out, yada, yada, whatever, is that they develop enough of a core, because that's the other thing that I'm hoping they figure out quickly as well is whereas on one hand, I know they're looking at this squad of like who's going to stick around. So it is we're about to get a bunch of experimenting, in my opinion. I guess is the best way of saying it. Like we're about to get I think some all different kinds of lineups, especially when it comes to that second unit. I think it's going to be. I think you'll see some familiar faces, and then you're going to start seeing. I don't think this rotation, especially the second unit, is going to be set for a while.
Shout out to Bello. He said Buddy healed. Yeah, I don't know about that, man. I think Sean and Joe are done right now. I think this is the team they're rocking with, so.
I can't imagine we're going to – I mean, I thought maybe – I mean, there was a potential. Mm-hmm. But at this stage of the game, it's like Drew doesn't make sense. Hero, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Hero and Miami because that relationship looks a little soured.
I think he's gonna stay. To my opinion,
I think he may, but at the same time, though, it's like, bro,
it's gonna be awkward as hell. But when he quote tweeted Jimmy about Jimmy Butler, I was just like, There's not really like
he jumped right back on the train.
Yeah, he was like, oh,
he didn't even skip a beat. He was like,
he's like, oh wait, I'm not leaving Miami. Okay,
okay, I'm good. I love y'all.
He's like, I'm back because I kind of feel like Tyler like Miami. Like he's one of them guys that likes to like the good city, you know, them party cities. He's one of them party city guys. Like that's why I think he would love New York because New York is one of them cities. Miami's like that city too, so I feel like he's like, oh, I'm not leaving Miami. I'm not going to Portland.
Oh, he's like, yes.
Texted Jimmy, yo, Jimmy, we back. I think it wasn't like.
I mean, the good thing, whatever you want to put the reason, blame of why we didn't get certain players, at least it's nice to know that our name is in a lot of the conversations.
Yeah.
That because I know you going back to when you said you were concerned, it's like at least know our name is there, right? Like I don't care for the argument anymore whether a superstar is going to come or not or this or that. It's like at the end of the day, we are one of the top teams with that. Like I'm not saying top team, but we're a team with assets. We're one of the top what did they say? Top 4 teams that has the most assets or something. Top 5.
The most draft picks.
Yeah, assets, so it's like teams are always going to be willing to commute. I think we're always going to get phone calls. It's just a matter of what Sean finds interesting or not. And then it's just also going to come down to, I think, some of these players that may want to ask out, you know, hey, are they going to do the I only want to play here bullshit thing? We'll see.
Yeah. That's how
but at least our name keeps coming up with some decent names.
Yeah. Let me shout out these comments real quick. Shout out to Big Friend Breezy was good. Shout out first said I'm going into the season ready to be disappointed again. Jay Blaze hoping the Nets just stay flexible and be ready for the next big young star to become available. I hope Bridges was low key recruiting Halliburton or Anthony Edwards. Well, Anthony's staying. He signed that. Did he sign a max? I think he signed a max.
Yeah, he signed that big ass.
He signed that big ass contract. So did Halliburton though. Those guys signed. I'm telling you, Jay Blaze, man, the only person I told those guys before, only chance we have is Donovan. Donovan is a New York. He's from New York. He would love to play here. He's best friends. Is that the guy you want to? He's good friends with Mikhail.
That's the guy you want to blow it on, though, dude. Is that where you want to?
Whoa!
Is that the guy you want to go all in on and then re-up it? I mean, because you're gonna as soon as you make that trade, you got to get something else.
With Donovan, it's like I said. I just think that's enough. The only one. That's the only chance we have. I don't think we're not going to get Giannis. We're not going to get Embiid. We're not going to get Luka.
But Donovan's not even a possibility until
2025.
Yeah, so I think there'll be other possibilities before then.
Like I'm trying to think of other stars.
It's going to be hard, but that's why I said earlier. It's like somebody always becomes available at some point, dude. For some reason, something happens. It just. I don't know what I said. So Ruby said say pause. I may have said a pausable statement, but I do not remember it. I mean, come on, bro. Somebody's about to be available.
Cat, I think, did Cat sign? I wonder if Cat signed. Let me double check if Cat signed. Cat was on our list. Cat was on our list early. I gotta double check if he signed. He might be a possibility, but I don't know. People, Nets fans, y'all told me you didn't want Cat though. On Twitter, I was like,
beggars can't be choosers, man.
Bro, would you sign this? Would you sign this dude?
Paolo Banchero. Bro, Orlando, way in hell Orlando is gonna give him up, bro.
They're not gonna do it. I would love him on the corner. They're not gonna do it.
I would love Paolo, but that's the corner of their.
Has he signed his contract yet? Though I think that's kind of what he was asking too.
Oh no, he's still on his rookie deal.
They gonna sign him, bro. He's
the cornerstone of the Orlando Magic. They're not gonna leave him. They're not gonna. I'm looking up Cat's contract right now.
I think when teams in certain markets like the Magic and the Hornets, like I think when they suck that bad, they ought to be forced to go through a rebranding. Yeah, because I think that's part of it too, man. Like the Magic just have like horrible logos and like.
Oh, Cat signed an extension. 4 years. Did he sign it? 4 years. Oh, his upcoming contract extension, 4 years, $222 million. Yeah, he signed an extension. 49 million base salary. Oh my god. 53 in 2025, 57 in 2026, 61 in 2027.
Pass.
That's crazy. That extension is crazy. Who else you guys got for the stars that will come to the Nets?
Hey man, look, inflation's happening. TV deals. NBA is not gonna be what it was to where like 180, 150 million dollar deals considered big. We're gonna go north 250, damn near 300. We're gonna go to that route. Like more players are gonna get paid. You see that with Ant. You saw that with Halliburton. I mean, hell, you saw that with what's his name that went to the Rockets? Not Dylan Brooks.
Fred VanVleet.
Fred VanVleet. He's not worth $100 million.
Yeah.
But hey, like players are gonna get paid way more. Like,
dude, I can't believe how much fucking Fred VanVleet got paid.
Y'all think we have a chance at Siakam or OG?
I don't think anybody
wants signing.
Let me double check their contracts because I think
in terms of trade, Masai Ujiri is gonna just be a pain in the ass to deal with. So I'm not looking forward to that.
Oh, Siakam's a free agent in 2024. Oh my god. Okay. He's unrestricted in 2024. Yo, that's a big thing. So if Masai Ujiri didn't go for Dame, he might have to trade. He's either he gives Siakam an extension at the deadline or he trades him because like he can't just let Pascal Siakam walk for nothing.
And AJ, you know what's crazy? They could have traded for KD. I don't think you understand. You could have traded for Kevin Durant. So you could have had, oh my god. And see, this is why GMs like Masai Ujiri and Daryl Morey, they low-key fuck the game up because now it's like when you go in and trying to fleece everybody, no one wants to do an upfront deal with you.
Yeah.
Like let's be like we heard Dime drop like, oh, the Raptors are a dark team for Dame. They had the assets. You mean to tell me OG or Siakam wasn't a better offer than what the Bucks offered?
Yeah.
It is what it is, but
so he's OG is also OG might be gone too. What the heck?
Yeah, they're both similar. They might be out of this. So that makes
my god.
So now you really gotta look at the Raptors like what the hell y'all gonna do?
What are the Raptors?
Okay, go back to also to what I was saying. AJ is like to not be upset now that like think about it in the next season or two.
Yeah.
Coupled with what assets we have to trade for somebody in the combination of
Toronto's desperate.
Because I think if the Nets play their cards right and keep enough young, exciting players, and they do trade for a decent player, it's not like supremely old or has an overly bloated contract, and then playout, and then free season comes up, free agency.
Yeah,
there's no reason you can't hit both markets.
I think
easily put ourselves in that position.
Levine's too. Somebody in the chat said Levine. He's too expensive for us.
I think he just signed an extension too, man.
Yeah, he signed a big contract.
He got re-upped too.
But Pascal is def in the work. Like he's making a lot of money, but he's making So OG is making 19 million, and he's got a player option in 2024. So 19 million's a little. That's more. I could see Josiah and Sean Marks kind of like, I'll absorb that 18.
Well, which one of those guys wants out of there? Is it OG or is it or all of them?
I think OG is more wants out of there than Pascal. I think Pascal just wants his bread. I think if they give Pascal his bread, he'll stay.
I think those three. One of those guys has got to go.
OG or Pascal?
Well, OG, you got OG, Pascal, and Scotty Barnes. I just have a feeling like one of them's got to go.
I'd rather have Pascal.
I'd rather have Pascal, but I'm just saying, like, if I were them, I would. You gotta. It's time to move on.
But they were asking for like.
Oh, they're asking
crazy.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, they were asking for something crazy for Pascal. I was like, what? It's like nobody's doing that for Pascal.
It's one thing for your GM to you want your GM to value the players on your team, but at the same time,
yeah, Yeah,
At what point does overvaluing become the detriment of?
That's why, like, Toronto fans are mad at Masai because they're like, you missed out on Dame. Now you might
nothing.
You get nothing. Now you might lose OG and Pascal. Like, you're gonna either have to trade them at the deadline, or you let Pascal walk.
You can't clutch your like sometimes you can't. It's okay to clutch the pearls, but
yeah,
sometimes you gotta let them loose, bro.
Oh god. Yeah.
Luigi said Raptors would want Claxton for Siakam. I don't know. I don't know about that.
I mean, what is Siakam making?
Like 30-something mil, 34.
But the only way I would think you would do that is if you know you can't sign Claxton, and it's like if your whole objective is to re-sign Claxton, and Siakam's making 30-something million, like you're easily going to be able to sign Claxton for way less than that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's making 37 million.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money right there. That's a lot of money. We would shoot up the tax. You know Josiah and Sean don't want to be up in the tax.
The only way you're making that Claxton for Siakam deal is if you know you're getting, if you have like that center position locked up with somebody else.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Yeah. Man, like I said, it's been a crazy day, man. This is like, I don't even know, man, with this Nets team, but we'll be here. We'll be back. Training camp is literally October 3rd. I think preseason starts soon. We're going to be...
Media day is what, the 2nd?
Yeah, media day is soon.
All right, so we'll probably talk media day. We'll... And of course, preseason games.
Any details we'll get, in training camp, we're going to post that up. Who's winning the competition race? Who's going to win that starting shooting guard race? Is Ben going to start? Those type of things we got to get solved in training camp.
Now is the time to get your expectations set. Don't set yourself up. Lower your expectations.
Yeah.
Do it now.
Somebody said, where did Jay go? I think he's still here.
Jay sent a private message. He had to deal with something personal at home. He said he had to dip out.
He had to dip out? All right. Yeah, Jay had to dip.
Daddy duties.
Really back. Jay will probably be on Spaces. You know how Jay is.
But, yeah, man, I'm excited, but I'm also, like, I just want basketball to start. But
oh, yeah, definitely. I just want us to win and see. I just want to see good basketball, man. Like, if we play good basketball, like, that's what I don't want to be depressed and have 10-game, 20-game losing streak. I don't want to do that, man. Like, I want to just see good basketball and win.
But see, that's the thing, though. If I see good basketball and we don't win at times, I'm not going to be – it's not going to kill me, dude. It just – I think that was probably the most frustrating thing too, though, at least when we had the big guy, like when we had the stars here, was even when we had the stars here, we lost so many games we had no business losing.
Yeah.
For various reasons. There were so many games where you were just like, how the fuck did we lose that? Like,
there's mad games like that. I was like,
games where you're just like, how is this possible?
How do we lose this? Cypher said, I don't mind us losing as long as we don't look stupid.
Yeah, just look good losing, bro.
Losing streak can be good for a better coach.
Yeah.
Oh my god, y'all are hilarious. Oh, okay. I just saw Jay's message.
Yeah.
I see what I said. Damn. All right, y'all. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. Put in the chat real quick. What videos you guys want to see next before we get out of here? Put in the chat real quick so we know what to cook up for y'all.
Is there something we just have not talked about that we're missing?
No, I think we hit on everything. I'm just wanting the chat to know like what future videos they want to see right now.
Oh, like breakdowns of players?
Yeah,
breakdown. You know what you should do before the season starts? I'll help the chat. I need to see a DSJ breakdown. I need to see a Lonnie Walker breakdown. Why don't you take the new players that we got and group them together and do like a little mini breakdown of the new guys that are coming in? Just say, hey, we have these guys leaving, these guys coming in, and just do little mini breakdowns on all of them and just kind of like
team breakdown. Okay, yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, like of all like new guys coming in. But and I will shout out to like I'll give credit where it's due. Pod Thorn from Twitter. He was talking with somebody, and he was talking about Dayron, and maybe Jay can't verify this, but he put up 2 pictures and says Dayron's lost like 60 pounds. Now he showed a picture of him in the like from last season. Yeah, and then he showed a picture of him recently, and he looks like 2 different dudes. Like if the new photo of him that's like really recent, like then I can you can tell you right now, at least Dayron has put in a lot of work to slim down and get mobile.
Oh wow, he lost that much weight.
You see what I'm saying? Do you see it?
Hold on, I'm looking at it right now. Oh wow.
Tell me that doesn't look like he lost a lot of weight. You know, I'm going off what he says, whether it's true or not, I don't know, but
I think Dayron did lose weight though, bro. Like I've seen like some of his.
It seemed like he was pretty active this
He was,
offseason.
yeah, he was really in like every time I saw like one of those runs where there'll be like mad. You know how you see those runs with like a couple stars in it?
Yeah. You would just see him in the background.
You just see him, you just see Dayron. Like, oh, there's Dayron. It's like I saw Donovan Mitchell in one, and I saw Dayron, and he was in a workout with Donovan. He was in an open run with like mad different stuff. Some random stars I would think, like Katie, Yuta. Like I was like,
I don't know if he lost 60 pounds, but he lost some weight. And like, yeah, dude, like I could probably imitate Dayron's runs just from seeing him in the background. Like you just see him in that weird cut. But yeah, he looked like he's been busy. I hope to God that's another guy I hope actually does what, like right now my top 3 players that I hope do really well for us this season are Ben, Cam, and him, because if you get those 3 dudes to produce where people's expectations are, or even where people believe their level can be, that's what's really going to help put us over, to being potentially in the playoffs. But
yeah. Right. He said if Dayron is 60 pounds, he weighs less. Yeah, I think 60 is a little exaggerated, but he did lose weight. It wasn't. I don't think it was 60.
That video is that photo is pretty convincing, huh?
Send that in the chat.
Put it to DM me, and I'll pull it up real quick because it looks pretty.
I'm trying.
Send
to
it in the DM.
You said it was on Pod's page.
Did you see it though?
I'm looking for it. I'm scrolling.
Let me.
Was it recent?
Yeah, I'll just go to Pod's page and then we'll show this and then we'll get out of here. But
yeah, we'll show Dayron. Dayron had the transformation, y'all.
Okay, so we have where is it?
Shout out to Hunter Hope, Claxton McKiller, All Stars. Saint, don't get me excited. He said, Saint, don't get me excited.
I mean, dude, I want Dayron to succeed, man. Like I always liked him. It just it was clearly. God, I need to find that.
We're all rooting for him, man. Like I'm rooting for Dayron.
Like it's just like if your GM is not going to go out and get you the exact pieces you need to have a successful team, and you're going to rely on the rest of the team to make up the difference in the areas that you didn't build for, somebody like Dayron has got to succeed if he's going to be on this team.
If Dayron takes a leap, that changes a lot.
Because you have no other options. That's what's fucked up is like you don't have any other options, man.
Yeah, if Dayron takes a leap, but we'll see, man, because that will change a lot of things. It can be I know at that backup center position, like people are talking about us going small with like Watford, and then there's the Harry Giles talk, and then there's the those 2 guys were going to be like backup 5, but those guys are not really 5s. Dayron is like more of a true 5 than Trent and Watford. Watford's a 4. Giles is a 4. All these guys are 4s, but you know how Sean Marks, he likes to put 4s
we've got 4s. We've got an overload of guards, forwards, like
wings.
The 2, 3 to 4 were heavy in that, but still, like you have a lot of similar players in that range, and hopefully it balances out. But yeah, I can't seem to find it, but I do remember looking at the photo.
Yeah,
and dude, he looked considerably slimmer. So hopefully that's a good thing. We missed you too.
Shout out y'all, yo. Shout out.
This was a warm up pod And oh, that's the other thing. We're going to be getting a podcast going too. So if you can't watch or listen on YouTube, we're going to start ripping the audio from this and putting it on as a podcast. And then we're going to have some
try to get it on Apple,
in between
Apple and Spotify.
Oh yeah, we'll get it on all that like without a problem. But we're going to start doing like individual interviews. We'll get some reporters. We'll try to get some good people to come in, popular people to come in. I can
get Ian. I can get Ian on here. Ian Begley in here. We'll try to have some special guests soon. You know what I'm saying? We just haven't reached out.
Yeah, we're gonna rip the audio of this, but then we're gonna have like legit podcast episodes where, like you said, where we interview people. So it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Shout out to you guys, man. We'll be back though. Make sure you guys hit that like. Yeah. You know, it's Nets World, man. We're here. We're here and we're here to stay. And hit that like button, subscribe, share this. So because the algorithm probably gonna put this down since we haven't been online for a minute.
Yo, I'm gonna
the algorithm gonna put this down, yo.
What are you guys gonna go eat right now? I'm gonna go get a double chocolate Haagen-Dazs ice cream.
Ooh, wow, double chocolate.
That's what I'm gonna go get, dude. Yeah.
Damn, where you gonna get that from?
Well, they make the bars where it's like this dark chocolate with a milk chocolate drizzle on the outside, and then I'm not as good as explaining this as like Julian is. Julian makes it sound like food porn, but that's what I'm gonna go eat right now.
I'm gonna eat sleep for tonight.
You're gonna eat sleep.
I already ate. It's just more so. Just gotta go to bed. Gotta wake up.
Get your ass to bed. Get to school, man.
All right, y'all. Be safe.
All right, y'all.
Man, I fell down to my knees when the law came.
Bro, really?
I'm going go.